fifth professional fight.
Well, we liked him, huh?
A stirring battle and a knockout. This is a kid. He may weigh 262 pounds, but you're going to be surprised by his hand speed, which is just tremendous. And
yeah, he looked very impressive to us. And again, just starting at 6-0 against the 2-4 Francisco Diaz, who is in all black. Diaz boxing off the back foot now. Look at that hook from Ruiz. We'll see if he starts to let his hands go, but he's walking down Diaz nicely.
Diaz may have seen that telecast because he's moving away and trying to stay away from the power of Andy Ruiz.
Ruiz with a nice tight guard comes in. He's got a good sense of range. There's the hook followed right hand hook. So a three-punch combination from a heavyweight. It's always a pleasure to see. There's two of them as he really lets his hands fly. Left hook, right cross.
Well, what I want to see is that right hand of Ruiz that's going to eventually catch Diaz. Because every time he throws that jab, his hand comes down towards his waistline or towards his chest.
There it is, another combination from Ruiz.
Who is, by the way, getting excellent tutelage at where else? The Wild Card Gym, Hollywood, California. That's become, I think, the most famous gym in the world now.
Absolutely, yes.
You may have seen Freddie Roach in his corner.
How does Freddie have time for all these guys, huh? Because he lives it. Oh, nice exchange, and it was Ruiz punching first and last, and he clocks Diaz. Diaz is moving backwards. He gets clipped with the right hand now, and he's back against the ropes. With still well over a minute to go in round one of this heavyweight four-rounder. Nick Charles, Rich Murata, and Genaro Hernandez ringside with you in Anaheim, California.
That right hand must have stung him. Diaz right here because he got hurt.
Diaz not holding on. He's in trouble now, and Ruiz pushes him off. Now they're center of the ring, and Diaz looks like he could be ready to go. One more clean shot. Now Diaz will hold on, and Reese will break him up. I really like the way the Ruiz goes after guys.
I like his technique. He's very technical. I mean, he doesn't drop his hands like a lot of heavyweights do. You know, he's up there with his guard up, and he counters very well.
Another impressive round for Andy Ruiz in the black and gold, but it looks like Francisco Diaz will make it out of the first one. Not so fast.
He does have to beat this count.
And he looks like he's still hurt right now. Look. You look at his body, he looks like he's still kind of off balance.
Well, it was a numbing shot from Ruiz. And he does make it out, but on shaky legs.
All right, let's take a look at that action. Now you see Ruiz advancing behind the left jab, and there was that right that Genaro Hernandez was looking and waiting for. He was hiding it behind that left jab and came through, and then later on in the round landed that left hook. One left hook, down he goes. So Ruiz is one of these guys who has power.
And again, this guy's a four-rounder right now, 6 pro fights, Andy Ruiz. We'll see what happens when he starts stretching out. But I just love the pace he fights at. He knows he had Diaz in big trouble, and Diaz is hanging on already 15 seconds into this second round. We'll look at Andy Ruiz in the black and gold. He'll set up again, and now Diaz with a little bit of offense as he paused with the jab. Boy, but his chin is hanging in the air, Genaro. You're right.
You know, I mean, Ruiz, he's a very good, smart fighter by the looks of it. You know, he's trained very well for this fight. He sees the openings, and he wastes no time and no punches. Every punch that he's thrown so far, by the looks of it, has been pretty good and landed at least on the body.
And for you fans who are seeing Ruiz for the first time and saying, oh, but he's carrying a lot of weight. And this is his 6th professional fight, and his 7th actually, but in his first 2, he weighed in the 290s.
Yes.
So he's coming down.
That left hook.
There's that right. What a vicious right.
The left hook started it, and the right hook seems to have finished it.
You know, he can cross over between both cultures.
Oh, look at this here. There's the hook.
It was that overhand right, and then the left hook, and then the right uppercut.
Woo.
And you know what? To me, I think Diaz is actually lucky that he didn't get that right uppercut right on the jaw when he was going down.
Good point. It's over inside 2 as Andy Ruiz breezes to 7-0 with 5 KOs.
Certainly, he's 7-0, and he's a knockout puncher. And although he is big and heavy, Genaro, he is a kid who has extremely, and I mean extremely, quick hands.
I was just going to say, don't underestimate ever a person just by his looks. Andy Ruiz is one of these guys that if you see out in the streets, you'll say, oh wow, look at this. He's just tearing up on Kelsey right now. You heard him with a good uppercut.
Yeah, it was a good right hand, and now Ruiz is already moving in. He looks like he wants to make it a short night. Born in Mexicali, speaks perfect English though, lives now in Imperial, California. He's just 21 years old. He fought 5 times last year, won them all. His last fight was in Anaheim on the Humberto Soto Urbano Ention fight card. He stopped Francisco Diaz in 2 rounds in that fight. And although you see him at 257.5 and he looks a little bit soft, I want you to know that when he started his pro career, he started at 40 pounds heavier than that. His first fight was at 297.5. And he has come down in weight every fight. So he is working his way down gradually to what would be his best weight, which will probably be in the 240s.
Well, he's looking very good right now. He got an opponent right there that's actually giving him that opportunity to show his power. He's not utilizing that jab like he's trying to do right now. It just seems like good body shot right there. He claimed it was a low blow. He claimed it was a low blow. Referee goes, nope, let's go. None of that.
It was almost a standing 8 count for him. It looks like Arnold's about done. He's just about taken enough of the power, it looks like, from Ruiz. And Andy moving in, looking for a first-round KO here tonight. Ruiz, I saw him a couple of fights back. I've done 3 of his fights on our telecast, and I've really been impressed with him. He looks better every time out. And of course, as a heavyweight with fast hands and a big punch, he stands to possibly make a lot of money if he can keep this going. And he's got Freddie Roach in his corner now doing his training. And Arnold is in big trouble here in round 1.
And the referee is telling Kelsey, start throwing punches, because he's not doing anything. He's just receiving.
He has stayed on his feet, to his credit. But his face is already getting a little bit puffy, and Ruiz banging to the body as well. Ruiz a little sloppier here than sometimes, but I believe that he's looking to end this quickly here tonight. We've actually seen him come out and jab in a lot of his fights, utilize combinations from long range, and kind of set things up. And just a variety of punches, and Arnold is not going to be able to take this too much longer. Come to the end of round 1. Round 2, heavyweights, and we mean big heavyweights. Kelsey Arnold, a veteran of 10 fights, 4-6 in his career. Facing the camera right now screen right. And Andy Ruiz, the undefeated youngster who has been creating a little bit of buzz and was on many of those year-end prospects to watch or prospects of the year kind of lists that you see. What do you see from him tonight here, Genaro?
You see that he's not taking his time very much. I think that he doesn't have the respect for Kelsey, and obviously he's trying too hard, I guess, to finish the fight too soon. I think if he takes his time, I think he'll be all right. Right now, he just got with an overhand right that was like around the ear, but the referee's telling him not to hit behind the head.
He walked in swinging wildly and missed. Now looking perhaps a little bit more towards setting things up here in round 2.
I would like to see Andy work a little bit more to the body, because I think that's where you hurt Kelsey the first time as well. You work him to the body, and then you drop his hands down, and the head is up for grabs. I mean, look at Kelsey. He's with his mouth wide open practically.
Ruiz, very pleasant kid. Good jab to the body. Rarely see that in the heavyweight division, but if you know how to do it, you can utilize it. A good jab to the body can be a nice weapon for you.
Good left hook.
And a right hand over the top to end that exchange. And Ruiz again picking up the pace, but in this round looking a little bit more to set up his attack. And those are hard punches to the body that Ruiz is throwing.
I think if he throws that straight jab to the body and comes back with overhand right, I think he'll take care of Kelsey with that punch.
Arnold, a big man himself at 6'3", 241 pounds. He's 27 years old, but he's been on the receiving end of most of these shots tonight by Andy Ruiz. Final minute of round number 2. Arnold has done a good job to keep his feet because he's been hit hard a number of times by Ruiz. Not as sharp, Ruiz, as we saw him in the last couple of fights
You're
tonight.
right. And I haven't seen the hand speed that he normally shows. He has normally shown combinations, and in this case, he's only shown like maybe 1 or 2 shots, and that's it. He's been trying to swing away for the home run, punch.
Arnold trying to keep him off with jabs. And again, Ruiz jabs to the body, and he does that a lot more than most fighters do.
Yeah, he just landed a good left hook. Oh, good right hand.
And as you notice, that jab to the body will at times put Ruiz foul. And it's not a knockdown. It comes at the end of the round, and it causes a dispute and a little bit of controversy.
Go, go.
Referee David Mendoza went into Kelsey Arnold's corner at the end of that last round and told him he'll need to do a little better in the round 3, or else he's going to end up being stopped, with the referee stopping the fight. Last few seconds punctuated by some rather frantic action as Arnold, frustrated, just pushed Ruiz into the ropes, and then Ruiz answered with a punch after the bell. But now we begin round number 3.
Yeah, for a minute there, I think Kelsey got mixed up that he was a professional boxer, not a football player, because it looked like he wanted to tackle Andy Ruiz. And Andy Ruiz, of course, responded with the fact that the referee David was trying to, you know, get his attention on both of their attention, and Andy just smacked Kelsey with a good shot.
Come up.
Mendoza, the referee, telling him to keep his punches up there as Ruiz comes in again, still using that jab to the body. Now goes in flat with a flashy combination, almost loses his footing, however. Gennaro, as we watch Ruiz in action here, and unless the action gets too frantic, how would you compare him to, say, Chris Arreola, who is a heavyweight, a big puncher with similar body type?
Well, I think the hand speed that Andy Ruiz, it's a lot more better. I mean, he seems to be that he works the body a little bit more than Alex does. I don't know how his interviews would be, but that's one thing that I think that Andy Ruiz should not take in consideration. Oh, should not listen and take advantage of.
Right,
Right here.
Arnold's just about done here. He's bleeding
yeah.
badly from the nose. And if Ruiz really just looks at getting some precise punches and really hitting his target, but he's just kind of throwing. And Arnold is told by referee David Mendoza, you're going to have to fight back, but he's almost incapable of fighting back at this time. We're getting pretty well doused with blood here at the ringside.
And Kelsey's telling the referee that he's tired.
I don't think Kelsey Arnold wants any more of this. Nearly goes down from a shot to the body. And Ruiz, it's his job to just keep punching. And the referee should step in and stop the fight right now. And he does.
It was a good stoppage. It just didn't look like Kelsey had whatever he needed to win this fight. He's claiming that he got hit
in his
the
back.
kidneys.
Yeah. But it didn't really matter. He was done before that. And Andy Ruiz is the winner again. And we're going to keep a close eye on Andy Ruiz, and I think we'll be seeing him a lot on our Top Rank Live series. And there's very little talent, you know, Gennaro, in the heavyweight division. So a kid who can create some excitement can probably move up the ladder pretty quick.
Yeah, and this is one guy that I think can.
As we take a look.
Ruiz, yeah, where we take a look at what happened here. We see that the body shot was there. Good uppercut by Ruiz, overhand right. Good combination. Other than just working to the head, he should have worked to the body there. Missed a good lunging left right there. Kelsey tried to counter. Right here, it did look like he's moving, trying to get away, trying to survive. Andy Ruiz just overwhelming his opponent. Right there's where that happens, and then Andy Ruiz comes back with a straight lift.
That was at the end of the previous round.
Yes.
And as we moved into round 3 here, as you can see, Andy Ruiz just picking up the pace. I really think he was coming all out to look for an end to the fight. And frankly, it looked to me like Arnold was about ready for this thing to end too. And David Mendoza stepped in and just called it at that point.
As you take a look at the doughboy sort of build of Andy Ruiz Jr., don't be fooled by his build. This kid can fight. He's got very fast hands, he's quick on his feet, and he's an excellent fighter. And again, he's down from 300 pounds to 250. His last fight, he was 246. But when you're as big as he is, 4 or 5 pounds one way or the other doesn't mean much. He's in good shape, and as I mentioned, training with a kid from New Zealand, Joseph Parker. And oh, look at that! Straight right hand to the left hook catches Davis right away. That'll give you an indication of the power of Andy Ruiz. It's up to 6 and 7. He gets up, but he's been tagged right away in the first round here. And remember what I told you, Ruiz has power. He's got 12 knockouts. He's got this guy ready to go again. And down he goes hard. This fight's all over as he banged his head hard on the floor as Ruiz crushed one to his jaw. 2 big shots, and this thing's over before the seats get warm for the heavyweight fight. My goodness gracious, this guy's still hurt. Jay Nady didn't even bother to count him out. I think he got a tooth knocked out as well. That's a big win for Andy Ruiz, who showed his power in the early going. I told you, don't be fooled by the body style. I mean, you take a look at Carl Davis's build and take a look at Andy Ruiz Jr. If you're on the schoolyard, you can say Ruiz hanging up, but watch the power of the first knockdown here. Right away in the early going, bang, and a crushing right hand, followed with a left hand. So he got another left in there at the end. So you get the brain spinning one way with the right hand. Watch this now. Watch the right hand first and then the 2 lefts. Boom, boom, and boom. And that's it. Now here's the knockout. The one that ended the fight. Just a crushing right hand body shot. And he's right on him again with a left hook, and that's all she wrote. And look at the eyes right there. He's able to sit up. But the difference in body styles, I told you, do not be fooled. A first round technical knockout victory for Andy Ruiz.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. You're okay. I want you to keep this fight clean at all times. I want you to protect yourself at all times. And what I say, you must obey. Good luck. Touch him up. Touch him up.
Elijah McCall has a lot of knockouts himself. Now let's see how it goes. They're both in black trunks. The guy with the trim on the black trunks is Andy Ruiz, and Elijah McCall has the white shoes on, so you can spot them easy enough. Solid black is McCall, white trim is Ruiz. Unusual sort of build for Ruiz, but he's really an athlete. It's just he's more of a fighter than Butterbean was, and this guy's the real deal.
Mexican Olympian. He's had well over 100 fights. Good, well-schooled fighter. Nice jab, fast hands.
Trying to get to the body downstairs, and that's the thing that you pointed out, Kev. He does have the very quick hands for a man that's this big. This guy's an athlete. In the amateurs, he was 105-5 with all kinds of titles, including going to the Olympics for Mexico. McCall comes from a fighting family, originally from the tough streets of Chicago. His dad got him out of there, then went to Virginia. Last 3 wins all by knockout for him.
Well, we know he's got punching power in his genes for sure. His father was a great puncher.
And his dad could take a great punch too. This kid has got
really nice left hook by Ruiz then. McCall came back with the right hand.
You know, Kevin, the fluidity of the way Ruiz lets his hands go really surprised me for a great big guy like this. This is the first time I've seen Andy. He's a top-ranked fighter, and I haven't seen it before, but I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of him, and I think we will.
He fights nice and relaxed. He's landed the left hook again.
Yeah, solid left hook in the right ear of Elijah McCall. McCall trying to hold him off that jab, but Ruiz is so strong he just comes right through it. It's really contrasting type of body types too. McCall very cut, very muscular, and Ruiz is not.
A I tell you what I like that what Ruiz is doing. He's jabbing to the body.
His reach is exactly the same because of the body types. McCall looks like he has a longer reach, but he doesn't. They both have 74-inch reach. Ruiz is coming off a September first round knockout win over Lorenzo Smith here in Las Vegas. And McCall is coming off a win over 268-pound Jason Massey in Chicago. That was a 5th round knockout. So he's been in against big guys.
And McCall's bleeding from the mouth at the moment as a result of some of those chopping left hooks from Ruiz. Ruiz is really doing some good work in there. He's throwing a nice jab to the head. He's found a home with that jab to the body. And I tell you what, when you keep putting that jab on the solar plexus, it takes the energy out of your opponent.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. Look at it, loading up the right hand is McCall, but Ruiz just able to gobble it up. So when damage is done, you got to give the first round to Andy Ruiz. And only won, since then he's won 7 fights, most by knockouts. But let's see what happens here now. This is round number 2. Remember, this is scheduled right. These are big men. These are heavyweights. 2 different body styles, but don't be fooled by the veteran amateur fighter who has turned pro and is 16-0 with 10 knockouts in Andy Ruiz. This kid is an athlete. Oh, nice left hook by Oliver. Right back comes Ruiz. Another thing is, Kev, that I'm seeing early, it looks like McCall is catching him flush and it doesn't shift him at all. When he hits McCall, McCall is feeling it.
I tell you what, Elijah's, I think he's been shook up a couple of times with some of those punches, Bob. You see the way his eyes are getting wider and wider.
I think I call him Oliver, but he's Elijah, Oliver's son.
Oliver's son.
Right hand again, left hook in there by Andy. I called so many of Oliver's fights, and then seeing Oliver tonight, I get all excited. But this is Elijah, his son. Nice kid, heavyweight.
There's a chopping right hand, that's hurt him.
Yeah. There it is, the right hand on the ear again. His knees look a little bit loose, and he has to hang on. And look at Ruiz doesn't stop. He pummels the body, so he punishes him more.
And we'll just see what sort of finisher Andy Ruiz is. He's got Elijah McCall shook up a little bit. He caught him again with the left hook and the right hand.
Catches him with the left hook, the right hand, trying to push him off. Oliver's kind of hanging on because he is hurt. He's very flat-footed right now. Another left hook, right hand. McCall hanging in there pretty good with the kind of shots that he's been hit with.
I tell you, Andy Ruiz is doing some great work with the left hook and the right hand at the moment. But he just got hit with a nice right hand. But like you said before, Bob, he shows great chin.
He's so big that he's able to gobble up the power of Elijah. Now remember, Elijah in his 11 victories has knocked out 10 guys, so he can bang too. But this is a different sort of a match. These guys are both big bangers, both heavyweights. I mean, Oliver McCall is only 224 pounds, but he's also 24 years of age. Heavyweights don't mature till they almost get to 30 when they get up around 230, 240. So this kid's got a lot of growing to do and has a lot of ability. This is a tough match for both guys and a good match. Top Rank actually has Andy Ruiz, and their matchmakers are great.
Terrific left jabs.
This is good work for Andy too, stepping up in a bit in class, fighting Elijah McCall.
Fighting a dangerous fighter.
Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing, with all the red welts at the back of Ruiz's back now, he's won the first 2 rounds of this fight. Nice stiff jab again. Boy, he's got a terrific jab. There's the right hand behind it. Left hook. Woo! That's the bell, another left hand. Ruiz can throw him in bunches.
4 miles every morning. Here's some action from the early rounds. There's that overhand right by Andy Ruiz, and again chopping with the right hand. And towards the end of the round, there's the jab. Good solid jab.
McCall in the solid black trunks with the white shoes, and in the black and white with the black shoes is Andy Ruiz. This is round number 3. We think unofficially here that Ruiz has won the first 2 rounds. I'd be pretty surprised if he hasn't.
He's won them all right. And he's done some damage, especially in the second round.
By the way, the judges are Bob Bennett, Dwayne Ford, and Glenn Trowbridge. Now, Kev, let me ask you this. What's McCall going to do he's been shaken in the first 2 rounds a couple of times. What's he going to do with this guy? You mentioned holding the right hand higher so he doesn't get hit with that left hook, but
McCall's got a jab. He's got a jab and move around them. I'll tell you what, Andy Ruiz is too strong for him to stand there with. He's got to move around them.
Oh, big right hand again, snaps the head of McCall. McCall right in front. Boy, I agree with the movement because he's standing right in front. He's setting up in front of him.
Look,
and Ruiz has got a whale of a jab on top of the right hand.
You've got one guy who's got a terrific amateur pedigree and another guy, McCall, that never had an amateur fight. And it's showing. You know, he's standing straight in front of Andy Ruiz, making it easy for Andy to hit him.
And Andy doesn't stop throwing punches. When a guy weighs 256 pounds, even though he looks like he's just sort of touching your body, it hurts. He's hitting him hard with big shots. Left hand, right hand behind. Boy, I'm really pleasantly surprised at the hand speed of Andy Ruiz. I just didn't expect a guy this size to have that kind of hand speed. When you know, a guy like Butterbean, who was his size, was not the athlete that this guy is, and he just wailed away. But this guy's a boxer.
He's had catching them, Bob, on both sides of the head, and once again shook him up. Look how wide his mouth is open.
He's gassed it, and we're only here in the third round.
Yeah, McCall's really feeling it at the moment.
Kenny Bayless tells Ruiz you can't set him up with the elbow. Boy, is his jab stiff. The problem for Elijah is he's not jabbing coming in. There's that jabbing in, and it snaps it. It's a punch, Kev. It's a punch.
It's a weapon. He uses his jab as a weapon.
Talked about him being 300 pounds, and right now he's letting all 254 pounds go at it. And he's really got McCall reeling right in. A big right hand again. Heels it down. Last in the body. His legs are really sharp right now. Closing seconds in the third round. Kenny Bayless looking very close. You don't want to see McCall get hurt. He can stop this fight. It's all over. He stopped the fight right at the bell. He doesn't want him to get hit anymore. He's out on his feet. This is a third round technical knockout victory for Andy Ruiz right at the bell.
Victory. There are little things that he was doing wrong. But when he had him hurt, that overhand right, the left hook, he was very accurate. He kept throwing punches, and McCall did not know where he was. His legs went with about 30 seconds to go, and I knew then it was only a little bit of time till the fight was over.
Boy, that's something else. This guy, watch this again. See, these clean headshots, Kenny didn't want him, and Kenny had made up his mind just as the bell sounded. He might have let him go had the bell been 2 seconds later, but when he saw the two clean shots and lining up for a third one, I got no problems with Kenny Bayless starting that fight at all.
None at all. And those punches were hard and they were accurate.
Carlos Palomino doing color with me. I'm the Colonel Bob Sherwood. Now, principal's in there, and the black and white trunks is Matthew Greer, great big fellow at 240 pounds, and Andy Ruiz, who's in at 246, a guy that used to weigh over 300 pounds. He looks heavy, and I'll tell you one thing, he's heavy-handed, but he's in the best shape he's been in. His last fight, which was in December, he was 256. He's dropped another 10 pounds, and he's going to keep coming down. This guy can bang, let me tell you something. Big Jeff Gramoge, who works with him. Ruiz had a big amateur career. Don't be fooled by his body type. This guy is a very powerful professional fighter. Again, he weighed well over 300 pounds at one time. The amateur career had 105 wins, many titles. Mexican junior national champion in 07 and 08, a Mexican national champion. Turned pro in March of 09 with a first-round knockout over Miguel Ramos in a fight I called down in Tijuana. And this guy can hit. He knocked out 6 of his first 8 pro opponents. Chopping in these already, Carlos. He's got Greer down in the first round here with a left hook and then a right hand chopping to his ear.
Yeah, and he's very explosive. He has very, very quick hands for that body size, as you mentioned. He doesn't look like he'd be that quick, but he's got very fast hands, and he's got all the tools.
This guy is no Butterbean type of fighter, so again, this guy's an athlete. Don't be fooled by his body style. This is a guy that's trained down to this size, and he can bang. He's a very, very good athlete, a better athlete than perhaps what his body looks like, and he hits so hard, he may be able to contend someday in the heavyweight division if he keeps fighting the way he's going. Again, he's 17-0 with 11 knockouts. He's short as the big heavyweights go. He's only 6'2", but he can really bang, and Greer's finding that out right away. A big body shot, and Greer touched the knee, so he's going to have to take the standing 8 count. It's up to 5 now already, as Jack Greaves will give him the 8 count, I should say. Greer's a very tough guy, but he's been stopped in 3 of his last 4 times out. And Jack Greaves right now is telling me, hey, you better give a better effort, because with just under a minute to go, Andy Ruiz could take him right out right now. See, this guy's looking ready to go because down another time.
Oh, he's covering up. Those body shots are hurting.
Big stiff jab. As I said, folks, Andy Ruiz is an athlete, and he will hurt you. And he's certainly hurting Big Greer.
Time up, man.
Matthew Greer needs to tie him up because his corner's yelling into him to tie him up. Taking uppercut shots. That time he fell down. That's he tripped over his feet, but Ruiz continues to keep pressure on him. Greg Cummings yelling from the corner, tie this guy up, don't let him bang away at you. But you can't walk into the kill zone with your head down and your gloves beside your head, because, oh, there's a right hand down. And that's it, the 3rd knockdown, and the referee says that's it. It's all over. So it's a technical knockout victory for Andy Ruiz, who gets the job done with another first-round knockout. His record moves to 18-0 with 12 knockouts. And take a look at this replay.
There's those body shots. That left hook to the body, beautiful. Right hand right on top of the head, and just right by the ear, and that. That body shot again.
A real hard right hand that time. And look at this, digging body shot again. And he cracks him on the ear. Oh, man, he just stood in the kill zone with a strong right hand.
That right hand was right down the middle. I mean, you know, look at this. There's no motion. It just comes right off the shoulder the way it should. So direct line to the chin. That's the quickest way to get there.
Well, he seems to come down a little bit with every fight, so he has been serious about his weight loss. Tonight he fights a guy that is bigger than him. We're usually watching him fight guys that are much smaller than he is, but Ruiz, you will see, if you haven't seen him before, while he isn't chiseled and he fights flat-footed, he is very quick-handed. I think he has 2 of the fastest hands in the heavyweight division, and people are shocked by his speed.
See him going to the body right there, working on Ken Franks. Ken Franks is a correctional officer up in Alberta, so he's got a tough job away from here. Took this fight on 5 days' notice, and give him credit, he's here.
Yeah, well, it's like he said, you know, I had a choice. Sure, it was 5 days' notice, but it was either spend the night in jail with a bunch of prisoners or go out on the river and
hang out
in Arizona on a beautiful
night. Up top, Ruiz really showing some speed there, Rich.
That's Frank trying to box and trying to use his own jab, but Ruiz trying to get by that jab and then unload with that speed of hand that he has. Andy Ruiz is a very intriguing prospect, I would say, Alan. He's a kid who fights very well. He's got good power, although he's finding the guys a little harder to knock out than he did early on his career. There's that speed of hand. Look how quick he unloads those punches.
8-punch combination upstairs. Ken Frank said he was going to try to box this kid, but unless you've got a really, really hard jab, which Ken doesn't have, Andy's going to get on top of you, and fast. And as Rich was saying, you just saw the witness of the speed, and there's a lot behind that speed, too, when you're talking about 254 pounds behind him.
He's working with Miguel Diaz in the corner tonight. He has worked a lot with Freddie Roach at the Wildcard Gym, but now he's working out in training in Las Vegas and getting a little bit more concentrated training with Miguel Diaz, although he has not cut connection with Freddie Roach. But Freddie's a little busy these days with some rather big-name stars.
Well, he has the mantle right now of trying to become the first ever Mexican heavyweight champion in the world. He has trained with a young fighter who was trying to do that as a Mexican heritage. Oh, there's the upstairs slapping around right there. The hook's coming fast and furious. I was going to say he sparred with Chris Arreola out of Riverside, and he's also been in the ring in LA with Evander Holyfield, which could teach him a thing or two. I'll tell you what. He's headhunting, Rich.
Well, one thing that he does is he takes his opponents by surprise. As he put it today, these are his words. Guys look over at him from the other corner,
and they see this chubby guy who they just feel obviously is going to be a slow, chubby guy. And he goes, they're shocked by what comes at them.
Right. Closing out the first round of the heavyweight fight tonight. We'll be right back from Park, Arizona.
Breaking for commercial. This came right as the bell, or actually after the bell had sounded. That left hook by Ruiz flooring Ken Frank. We talked to the referee between rounds, Alan. He said it was no knockdown, but he did not deduct any points from Ruiz, feeling it was an accidental blow.
I mean, it was about a half a second after the
Coach,
bell.
let's clean this water up.
And it was a left hook. And One Tough Indian is going to have one tough time going 6 with Ruiz.
He wore his One Tough Indian shirt into the ring tonight. He says he's got a boxing gear line, One Tough Indian boxing gear.
He's still trying to fire that jab out there, but Andy's been having a good time coming over the top of it.
Well, he did say, Frank, that, you know, I've seen the kid fight. He's really got a lot of skill and he's fast of hand. He goes, I'm not going to walk into that. He goes, I'm not going to sit there and exchange with him. I'm going to try to keep him away. I'm going to try to box him.
Andy doing a good job at times going to the body, which I think would be although he's got a rather thick body to go through right there, but he can slow Frank down and bring his hands down if he does that and get the knockout he's anticipating tonight, I'm sure. You mentioned something to him today that his knockouts, how he started out, they're not coming as quickly as they were early on when he first started, which hasn't been that long ago. But he's having to get some extra work in. He's scheduled for 6 here.
He said he'd like to get down to about 245. It'd be a good fighting weight for him. So that's not that much further for him to go. He's never going to be a chiseled heavyweight.
It's just not the body type to even think about that. But he says he's running 4 miles in the morning and doing his sprints at 4 miles. Man, that's like a truck going down the road. And Frank stuck his head in right there. And he's paying a price. Left hand, right hand, up against the ropes. Digging to the body.
Right! Don't hold it again. I'm going to play point away.
Prison guard is staggered right now, Reg. He's staggered. He took a lot of punishment there. He doesn't have a lot of an answer right here.
No,
Ruiz knows it.
He's just trying to keep him off with his long left, but that's just not working.
No. He's just getting pounded now. Soto looking in, the referee. I think Frank's culmination's just going to fall right over. The towel's been tossed by the corner, and they're going to wave it off.
And Frank spit out his mouthpiece, so that was enough competition. He can step it up, I believe. He's getting more skillful every fight. And he's really got, this is the speed of hand I told you about. This kid has got tremendously fast hands for a heavyweight at 252 or whatever. I mean, he can really fire a lot of punches. He fires with a lot of power. Now, this is the beginning of the end, basically, as Frank got caught in this corner up against the ropes. And I think at any time the fight could have been stopped here. And, of course, you know, it's up to Andy Ruiz to just keep punching until it is. And finally, the towel came in. Frank's spit out his mouthpiece. The referee stopped the fight, and that was it. Andy, a little bit sloppy here at the end, but I think that's partially because of the way that Frank was presenting himself and hanging on him, and that was the end of it. And another good, impressive victory for Andy Ruiz, who I think is a very intriguing possibility in the heavyweight ranks.
Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue, trimmed with white, official weight 220 pounds even. As a professional, an excellent record, 21 victories, including 14 knockouts, only 2 defeats from the Big Apple. New York City, New York, USA. He is Tor, the Hammer of Thor Heyman. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue with silver, official weight 257 3/4 pounds. His record, a perfect one, 20 fights, 20 victories, including 14 knockouts from Mexicali, Mexico. The WBO International Heavyweight Champion, Andy, the Destroyer Ruiz Jr.
Ruiz started his pro career weighing about 298.
Can flat out fight. Very quick hands, a good jab.
digging body shot.
Hamer hit him with a quick right hand right at the start. And Ruiz just sort of looked disdainfully at him.
Andy thought last time we were here, great performance against Joe Hanks, Colonel.
Yeah,
Looked really good in that fight.
Yeah, and don't forget that Hamer also has a 4-inch reach advantage, so we'll see how the shorter and more bulky but heavier puncher Ruiz stands up against him. He's from Mexicali in Mexico.
Good right hand again from Hamer. You wonder if someone is going to attack that flab.
Well, wouldn't that seem to be the way to go after it? But again, don't be fooled by this guy's body. That flap doesn't mean he hasn't trained hard. That's his body style, and he continues to train down. Larry, you mentioned he was high as almost 300 pounds at one time. And each fight he's a little bit less and a little bit less. Hamer having a decent first round here, though.
Hamer has a kind of disdainful attitude also about Ruiz. He thinks that the fact that he's got ability, but he hasn't been able to match his seriousness by getting in better shape, gives him a shot.
Break! Stop! Step back.
That hasn't made a difference with any opponent up till this time, because Andy's undefeated. But I can understand where people get that misconception by looking at his physique.
There's no way that Hamer can punch like Ruiz can, and in the heavyweight division, you better have one thing, you better have a punch. Well, sooner or later, you're going to get tagged, and down you go.
Well, as George Foreman once taught me, you have to be able to take a punch in this division because you're going to get hit by a big guy, and if you can't do that, you're not going to last very long.
And George should know with his classic battle with Ron Lyle, when both of them were up and down about half a dozen times.
And many others.
Yeah. There's nobody better for coming off canvases when he was knocked down hard than Larry Holmes in his career. Larry did it 3 times against Ronaldo Snipes, Mike Weaver, and
left
Freddie Schaefer.
Left hand right to the midsection.
Step back. No punching. No punching.
You know, when you travel around the world, especially to Japan and now here in China, they don't seem to react like the American audience does. You know how quiet it is in the arena? On the replay.
I thought that was a good round, by the way, for Hamer. I thought he won the round.
Stole my thoughts because I got it down. Hamer 10, Ruiz 9 in that first round. So here we go, round number 2. The Colonel Bob Sheridan. Larry with me, Christina with me. At the Cotai Arena at the Venetian Macau in China. Sunday morning here.
Come on, let go.
The crowds are out. I know it's Saturday night back home in the United States and in most of the world.
You know, this is a 10-round fight. Neither fighter has gone beyond 8.
Step back.
Who is more likely to endure?
We'll see. Ruiz, the big heavy-set guy, taking some shots here against. Yeah, you got to remember though, you know, Hamer has a pretty good record too. He's 21-2 with 14 knockouts. So in his 21 fights, he's got as many knockouts as Andy Ruiz, who's had one less fight but at 14 knockouts.
And his career was sort of revived on this level when he fought in the professional series they have in Great Britain, where you fight 3 times in one night, and he came out winning the 3 fights, 3 3-round fights. You punch Ruiz hard enough in the stomach, you might lose your glove and your fist in there.
Round number 2, tough, hard work with these two big heavyweights. In the early going, it's a question of who wants to out hustle who the most. Forcing the fight, I gotta say, is Heyman. Ruiz plods forward, reaches downstairs. Can't be anything on that when you reach.
Well, this is, you know, we've had 2 interesting fights because of the prospects. Now we have a fight.
Nice shot there. Right back comes Heyman.
Don't lean on him. Stop. Step back.
So the heavy shot seesaw back and forth here in round 2.
Heyman seems to have been able to take those shots pretty well, and he's landed some solid winning points shots. His punctuation is always a vulgarity of some kind or other in every sentence, but there's no mean-spiritedness in it.
No. He's not mean-spirited at all. He's a really nice kid. I can work in my language as well, too, outside the ring. All right, this is round 3, the heavyweights doing battle. Thor Hamer from New York City, New York. I've got him out in front by 2 rounds. I thought that Ruiz picked up a little bit in the second round, but not enough to give him the round. So let's see what happens here.
Stop. No punching. No punching. No punching. I'll get in there. Right?
McCall having to do a lot of work in there. Huh?
Both fighters have landed some solid punches and have been unable to buzz each other yet. Like that.
That's the best combination of punches involved by Ruiz. He hit him with 3 solid shots and then another right hand. He's setting him up to the body and then coming back upstairs. Ruiz beginning to take over here. Why with those last 2 shots? Tons of time in this round for Ruiz to do some more work.
Yeah, he jiggles forward.
Nice straight right hand, stepped the head back that time.
Nice comeback. Good already. Time and roll.
2 big heavyweights, each trying to land the big shot to change the course of this fight. Like no other division, 1 punch can change it in a hurry.
Oh, better round here for Andy.
Yeah.
Definitely,
more punches.
definitely, Christina.
Yeah. Cutting off the ring nicely as Hamer tries to circle around the ropes.
Using that jab very well to set up these.
Ruiz just showing much more power now, much more ring generalship. He's busier. He's caught this guy with a couple of body shots, too, that just may have taken the wind out of his sail. Because he's not the same fighter he was the first couple of rounds. There's a body shot. Borderline low, but that takes a lot out of a guy. Now he has to hang on. This is a very, very good round for Ruiz. This is a major softening up round for Ruiz of Hamer.
Hamer looks like he's had
about all he wants.
I think he's happy for that bell.
Filled up pretty good in here, huh, Colonel? Take
Yes.
a look around. I don't see an empty seat.
No, they're in here for sure. They did a great job promoting this fight. I think we're going to eat him. So. Larry, maybe you'd like to come to New Zealand.
Bring it in, Andy.
For New Year's Eve.
All right,
It's all
it looks
over.
like Tor Hamer has retired.
He has retired. It's all over. He took a big beating in the corner. There's too many shots. You can tell it's the second time he's quit, Larry. But you can tell by the body language he'd had enough here.
Well, it looked that way. Sometimes a college man decides that this is not what I had in mind when I was studying Shakespeare. And it's not prize fighting, really, on this level.
And these are solid shots here. A lot of head blows.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at McCall, the Venetian McCall, the referee is informed that Torhamer is unable to continue. The official time becomes the end of 4 rounds. The winner by TKO victory. He is now the NABF champion to add to his WBO International Heavyweight Championship. Still undefeated, Andy the Destroyer Ruiz Jr.